2013 was a very tough year for you, Gary. First of all, there was the fight in Argentina, which didn't happen. Can you just explain about the whole Argentina trip?
Yeah, as I say, we've done the 12 weeks full training for it. Got in the best condition of my life. As I say, got over there, trained, got down to the weight, got acclimatised, and then got to the show, warmed up. They called it off a couple of times due to the weather, and they put it back on and said it's a 10-rounder. And then as we just walked into the ring, the Argentinians, the supporters, jumped in the ring and they just went berserk, and then the ring collapsed and they said the fight was off. Devastated.
So were you actually gloved up, ready to go?
Yeah, all gloved up, warmed up, just robe on, ready to walk out. That's how close it was. And as I said, like I said, the next day I was home and devastated.
Could you just explain to people watching this interview what it means for a fighter to have a fight just called off right at the very last minute, the frustration you feel?
Yeah, like I said, people outside of boxing, they don't realise how much you got put into training, especially 12 weeks of it, twice, 3 times a day, dieting, turn yourself off, you keep quiet from the family, you don't spend no time with the kids, and that for 12 weeks, and then to get over there and leave my family, I ain't leaving home, and I went over there for 7 days, and as I say, I put up with that, and I thought it'd be worthwhile if I win this WBC silver. And as I said, it just all went wrong and I was devastated.
Did you have any trouble motivating yourself for your next fight then when you go back to the UK?
As I say, yeah, I was a little bit sick, and I had a couple of weeks off, and then they said, right, got the show on, Frank Warren's show, the spill on Frank Warren, and I was sort of 50-50, I could have done with a rest, and I thought, yeah, go on in. I was a little bit overweight than I should have been, but I took the fight and Bob's your uncle.
Of course, the Smith fight was your last fight, which you lost by a devastating knockout. Was there any extenuating circumstances in the build-up to that fight?
As I say, training camp went fine. There were just things outside of training camp that I don't really want to talk about, really, personal reasons. But as I say, my training camp's always the same. Everything was going right inside of training camp, it was just outside of training camp.
Was there any issue with the weight? I was at the weigh-in and you looked a little bit tight to the weight. Was that a case or anything?
I was tight to the weight, and then I ended up coming in a pound and a half under. I don't mix up with the scales, the weighing scales. I was going by my scales instead of the gym scales. And as I said, there was a pound and a half under these ones, and it was a big mistake, really.
After that loss to Smith, were you considering your future in the sport?
As I say, straight after the fight, I was sick as a dog. You don't want to really look at boxing after that. But I went away for a couple of days afterwards, and I said, right, I'm not going out of, I'm Gary Buckland, and Gary Buckland's not going out like that, and I want to go back. And if I get beat again, I say, fair enough. And then no more, But I think I still got plenty more in the tank and plenty more to give to the sport.
Have you actually watched the Smith fight back?
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. Don't want to really watch it too often, but I've watched it and I've seen the mistakes I made, and hopefully I'm not going to make them mistakes again.
You've got a massive opportunity now, the 1st of February, and a big always fight against Gavin Rees. Gavin Rees, former world champion, you're moving up in weight. Do you have any hesitation on taking this fight?
No, I jumped at the chance. As I say, before we had this opportunity, we tried to get on we could have gotten the Gloucester bill. Could have boxed on Sammy Sims, and them fights not for me. When I've been to my level, one minute I'm in Argentina boxing for the WBC silver, and the next minute I'm trying to get on small little shows, and that's not for me. So when they offered this fight for me against Gavin Rees, which is a great champion, has been former world champion, European and British, I jumped at the chance.
Wales is only a small place in terms of professional boxing, so have you sparred with Gavin or trained with Gavin at all in the past?
Yeah, we've done plenty of rounds together, me and Gavin. Well over 100 rounds. As I say, it's been, I wouldn't say I've had the better of him or he wouldn't have the better of me. It's been good 50-50 sparring.
Do you think sparring sessions like that bear any resemblance to what's actually going to happen on the night?
No, definitely not. I think sparring and boxing, don't get me wrong, you need the sparring to go into a fight, but it's a different game altogether when you're stepping out ring with a small gloves on, and you're more nervous, and your shots comes off a lot better, and it's a different job altogether.
Do yourself and your trainer Tony Borg, do you work on certain weaknesses of an opponent, or do you just tend to go in there and see what happens on the night?
With my style, all we're concentrating on is get my fitness right up and to get the work rate going. But as I say, we haven't worked on particular shots now for this fight, and hopefully I can get them off.
Sorry, last question now. What's your prediction for the outcome of the fight on the 1st of February?
As I say, I never have a prediction. My prediction is to win, and anything other than that is a bonus.